Hi, welcome to ODE, and today I'm going to show you another video that has no writing samples, but it is a video where I show you my wish list in terms of pens, because in terms of life I think it's the end of this pandemic, but in terms of pens, my wish list for 2021. I did this list 1 year ago. It had, if I'm not mistaken, 10 pens. I got 4 of those, so it's quite nice. I don't expect to have that many this following year, but we'll never know. So let me start showing you the pens that I got last year. And the first pen that was in that list was this one. This is the Kaweco Art Sport Red Marbled. It is red marble. It is a beautiful pen made of, it's not really a true red, it's more kind of a burgundy and black. It is a beautiful pen, so burgundy and black, with this very nice resin. The Art Sport is made of resin, not made of ABS plastic, and it is a very beautiful pen with a steel nib, not inexpensive. It is around 160 euros, or at least it was when it was released. Now, depending on the color and if it is out of stock or not, it can get much higher. And so I got this pen. I'm a collector of Kaweco, so I'm quite happy with this one. This is from the Kaweco Art Sport Generation 3, and I got this pen immediately in January, and it was sent by a very nice pen store in Germany, which is called Most Wanted Pens, and they sent me this pen as a gift, so I was very happy. The second pen I got during 2020 was this one, and this is the Visconti Homo Sapiens Bronze Age, the oversized version. This pen is quite interesting. I don't think this pen needs lots of presentation. You already know this pen. I think everyone in the pen community have seen at least one video about this pen. There are lots of them. This is a pen that is very sought after. There are many videos from many reviewers, many things about it, many versions. So this pen can get some stains, as you can see there, because it absorbs the moisture and the oils from the ends. So it can get the finish, because it is made of lava from Italy, from a volcano. So this lava is mixed with resin particles, and then it becomes this interesting texturized and, I would say, almost organic feeling to the pen. So this pen is very well known. It has the power filler system, which is kind of a vacuum system. So you just do this and press it, and it creates a vacuum, and it sucks ink inside, and that's it. But I think many people saw this pen already. It is kind of a grail pen for many people, and this one has the older palladium nib. And I saw that this pen, I would never pay the price for this pen. It would be too expensive. And I also know that these pens have lots of quality control problems, because some people bought this pen and had some problems. And I have a friend from Brazil that he was coming to Europe last year when traveling was possible, and we arranged an exchange of a pen. He got a Montegrappa from me that I bought at a discount price, and he gave me his Visconti back. The good things, I know he had to glue this ring because or that ring, I don't remember. There was something that was loose, but I knew that the nib was in good condition, so it was not a risk for me because I knew what I was going to get, and so that was nice, and I didn't have to pay the price for it because I changed the pen. So it was a nice deal, and I got my Visconti Homo sapiens. The third pen that I got is this one. Actually, this is one of the last pens that I got this year, and this is the Aurora Duocard. In my list for 2020, there was the Aurora Duocard in green. I saw that it was like a kind of a vintage green, and I decided I will have that pen. And in December, I saw a store in Spain selling these pens at a discount price, and I thought that it would be kind of a nice birthday gift. And I was about to buy the green one, and then I saw there was a yellow version. I didn't even know there was a yellow version, and because I like yellow pens so much, I went for it and forgot about the green one. So I would say this is a pen from my wish list, although this was not the exact color of my wish list, but I like these even better than the one that I had, if this makes sense. And the last pen that I have is this one, and this is the Leonardo Officina Italiana Momento Zero Grande Sand. I showed you this pen lots of times. It has a very, very, very beautiful material. I love this pen. I love how it looks. I love everything about it. It is really a good pen. The nib is good. The pen writes well with an ebonite feed, piston filler. It rotates here. Now it locks in place. It's really a beautiful pen. I like this pen a lot. You can watch the review that I made. And this is a pen that I really wanted to have, and I was lucky enough that Mr. Salvatore Matrone from Leonardo decided to send me the Sand pen, and I'm quite happy because this was a pen from my wish list. Okay, this was the wish list for 2020, and now let's go to see the pens that are in my wish list for 2021. The pens, I decided to order them by alphabetical order, and so that from brands, so they are organized by alphabetic order of brands. And so let's start. I have to say that one of my favorite designs now is the kind of the Italian style of design. I like it, and I'm getting more and more interested in that. I've seen Armando Simoni Club, or ASC pens, for a long time, but they are usually very expensive pens. They are based on the Omas looks, and I was really interested in that. And finally I saw that they have pens at a much lower price, and it's called the ASC Studio, which have lower priced pens with number 6 steel nib but piston fillers made of resin instead of celluloid or expensive materials. So I think I would really like one, and so I have the Studio, the ASC Studio yellow Pinnacle in my mind. And I like that pen because I have to say that it reminds a lot of these Omas Milord, but the Omas Milord it's a small pen, but it is a faceted pen. And the ASC is not. It is a round pen, but it has the same kind of design. So I think I would love to have that pen. It is one of the pens that I would like to get to test because I always like to see new brands, and I think it would be interesting to compare ASC pen with Omas, real Omas pen. So That is the first pen on the list for 2021. The next pen in the list was this brand that I discovered very recently. Now, please, people who talk Italian, please don't kill me. I don't know how to speak Italian, but I saw that one. And the name of the brand is Duchessa 1935, which means Duchess 1935. And they have this very interesting pen they call Antiqua, so it means antique or vintage. And I've seen that yellow version that I like a lot. I think the story is quite interesting. There were some people that found for sale a lot of vintage nibs and used nibs from an old brand called Duchessa, and so they bought that lot. They registered the brand as Duchessa 1935, and they started producing the modern pens with modern materials, but using the vintage nib on them. By the way, this is a limited edition. They have the vintage. They have vintage look with modern resins, and they have the vintage nib, and they also bought the vintage leather boxes, so it is a leather filler. And this is quite interesting because some of us like to search for vintage filling systems. Of course, the leather filler will not be the best, but it is interesting. I like the way the brand created this, and I have to say that I would like a yellow one, a full yellow one, but I have to manage my funds, and I'm not sure that I will be able to buy this pen before they run out of stock. And so I think this is one of the pens that I will not be able to get, and maybe because I'm in this video I'm kind of advertising them, maybe I'm racing against myself, because some people will probably buy it after seeing my video. I think this is quite interesting, and if the funding was illimited, I think I would go for it. Now, I have to show you this pen that I like a lot. It's also an Italian pen, but it's not a vintage one. It's from the year 2000. It is a Marlin Aureus, the silver version, and it has a leather box there. It's not a vintage nib, but it has a vintage filling system, but it has not a lever, because this is a coin filler. And because I have a modern pen that is a coin filler, I think I would love to have a modern pen that was a lever filler and with some vintage parts, and I think that is quite interesting. By the way, I have this pen. I like to show it. It is a Parker 51, which has the cap from a Parker 51, and all the insides are from a real Parker 51, but these outer parts were created using the machinery used to create Parker 51s, but in different colors that were not available by that time. This is a pen, so let's call it a Ariel Kullock creation from Argentina. Very interesting pen in my favorite pen color, and that's why I wanted to have the Duchessa 1935 in also yellow. Unfortunately, I don't think I will have it. And the next pen I would like to have is the next one. And this is obviously a Kaweco Art Sport. And it is a Kaweco Art Sport Violet, which is a color that seems to have sold out. So I'm putting this in my wish list, but this is another pen that I don't think I will ever have, because it will not be available unless I find some forgotten stock somewhere or someone is willing to sell them. I would like to have it for the main reason that I collect Kaweco Sports, and that is one of the many Kaweco Art Sport from Generation 3 that I don't have yet. And also it would be nice to complete my collection of purple Kaweco Art Sports. This is the Kaweco Art Sport Samba from Generation 1 with this very strange color combination, but it's interesting. And the other one is the Kaweco Art Sport Amethyst, which is also a very beautiful color, and it is very sought after, and I'm lucky enough to have one. So now I just need the other purple violet one to fill in the gap in my collection. And okay, this next pen is kind of a strange pen for me. It is a pen that I find too expensive. I don't think that pen is really worth the money it costs. It costs 1,500 euros, I think. I will leave the links for it so you can check it. It is quite expensive. It's made of sterling silver and it is a Kaweco Sport. I think it is too expensive, but I think because I'm a Kaweco fan, I cannot avoid to have the desire of having that pen. So I don't think I will ever have it, because it is a lot of money to save, and yes, I could save the money a little bit each month and try to get the pen, but when I get to the point to buy the pen, there will be always another stuff where to buy the money and some stuff from real life. So it will be quite hard not to get the pen, and it is hard not to be able to get it. And I also think that pen would fit nicely in a collection that has simple materials like this one, which is a Kaweco AL Sport Raw, which is simple aluminium, a Kaweco Brass Sport that is made of brass, and the Kaweco Steel Sport that is made of steel. These are simple pens with no finish on them, so simple metals, and I like them a lot. I think the sterling silver would fit nicely in this sub-collection of Kaweco Sports, and also it would fit perfectly with a pen that I wish Kaweco would make right now, which was a Kaweco Copper Sport. But meanwhile, I can dream of having the pen, even if I find it quite difficult to have it. So let's see the next one. And this next one is this Leonardo Momento Zero Grande that was made in collaboration with the Italian store Stilo&Stile. This is a pen that I love, and I also like the store. I wish I could have some collaboration with them, and I wish I could get this pen. I really would like to have it. I like the Momento Zero Grande a lot. I have two of them. This is the sand that I just showed you, and this is the dark Hawaii that I didn't show it yet, but you already saw it. It is the older version that has the older piston filler. It is a very beautiful pen. I really enjoyed this pen. I enjoyed the model, the colors, materials, how it is made, and this version of the special collaboration is a transparent one, but it is frosted and with rhodium, so silver color trim, which is amazing. So it is also a pen that I desire to have. The next pen is one of the two that come from last year's list, and this is the Montegrappa Extra High Tech. The Montegrappa Extra are usually pens that are very expensive, made of very expensive and special materials like celluloid or silver, and this extra pen is made of, to give it a futuristic look, it is made of aluminium, titanium and carbon fiber, and it is an amazing pen with a different look from every other pen that I'll have. I would love to have that pen, but for around 2000 euros it will not be possible. I will not be able to buy that pen, but if you ask me, would I like? Yes, I would love it. I only have one Montegrappa pen that is a piston filler, and it is this Montegrappa Coral. Yes, the name of the pen, the name of the model is Montegrappa and the brand Montegrappa, so quite confusing. This is the coral color. It is a nice pen with a steel nib, so it is much less expensive. The most expensive Montegrappa pen that I have, I showed you last year in this video when I compared with this extra high tech, was the Montegrappa Dragon that I exchanged with the Visconti Homo sapiens that I showed you. The next pen is also Montegrappa, so two Montegrappas and two Kawecos in this list, and it would be the Montegrappa Mia Spice Explosion. I got this pen in December because I love this color. I fell in love as soon as I saw this pen. I think the material is very beautiful. It has such details. I really like this pen. I showed you this before. I love this pen, and when I bought it I was trying to decide if I wanted this Meteor Shower or I want the Spice Explosion. And Spice Explosion is more on the yellows and the orange, and I love yellow pens. So this was a hard choice. I think I like this just a little bit better, but I would love to have the yellow one. Actually, I would even love to have the blue one, but the yellow one is really a pen that deserves to get into this 10 pen wish list. And now let's go to the second pen and last pen that was in the previous list. And we have the Parker Centennial Duofold Prestige Ruthenium with chrome trim. And this is a pen that is beautiful. I love this pen, all made of metal. I've held it in a store, so I like the weight, I like how it is done. And it is one pen of this current version of the Parker Duofold with this large band on the bottom. So I have two of those. I have the black one and I have the big red, which is also a beautiful pen, and I would love to have that Ruthenium version. Unfortunately, it is quite expensive also, so that is another pen that I think I will not buy, but it is interesting to be on my wish list. I like at least to see each year what will change and which pen I will have, or which part of the list manage to get into my collection. Maybe I think there are some of these wishes that will never be true, but I can dream about pens, and meanwhile I'm sharing these kind of dream pens with you. And now we move to Japan. The next pen is the Pilot Fermo, or Fermo, I'm not sure how to say it, in the green color. The Pilot Fermo, I'm not sure if it is still being produced. I love the pen, I think it's very beautiful. It is a pen that is mostly like a Capless pen. It has the same overall design, with just some differences, but the writing unit, the nib unit, is the same. So it takes the same cartridges, it works the same way. But this one is a pen that has a push clip, a push button to take the nib out. And this is the blue Carbonesque, very beautiful color. And in Europe, I can find the blue and a black Fermo, but I cannot find the green one, and I think I would love to have a green one. It's only available from Japan and also from the United States, but the taxes are too high, so this is another pen that I think I will not be able to get unless it comes up somewhere on eBay or something like that, being shipped from Europe. I also have this one. I have the blue Carbonesque and I have the green Carbonesque or green Kasuri, which is beautiful, beautiful color. And when I saw this one, I thought, I think I want to have the green Fermo. So that is another pen on my wish list. And let's go for the last one, not in a ranking of preferences, just for alphabetical reasons. And this pen is the Santini Libra. Santini is a pen that is a brand that I'm very curious about. It is another Italian pen, as I showed you. As I told you, I'm leaning towards Italian pens a lot. I'm very curious about the brand, and they make their own nibs. There are not many brands that make their own nibs. They make nibs made of gold, and it's quite interesting. And I wanted to have the Santini Libra, and I think about it, which Santini Libra would I like? They have two versions. They have the acrylic version and they have the ebonite version. I like the ebonite version also, but I would like to try that gold nib so much that I think I could go for the less expensive one. And they have the Santini Libra olive, and the olive is a beautiful color. That is, okay, acrylic is not as noble material as ebonite in terms of pens, but it is an interesting one. And I think that olive will remind me a little bit of this Tibaldi Bononia, the Martini olive, or even the shades of green that we can find on this Parker Centennial Duofold olive check. So two pens that are called olive and the Santini Libra olive, I think that would be a pen that I would really, really love to have. So this is another pen on my wish list. Some of these pens are somehow affordable, but there's no way I can afford them all. So let's see how many of these lists I'll be able to get and how many will keep on the next year's list. I didn't include in this list some pens that I want to have, but not for my own collection. There are pens that I want to have just to try and to test them and to review, such as the new Schiffer Legacy or the new colored Visconti Homo sapiens, or even the new Parker 51, but those pens I arranged with Joost from Appelboom to have them sent to me as a loan for review, so I'll be able to test them. But so these ones I want to get them for review, not for my personal collection, at least by now. I don't know what I'll find when I have the pens in my hand, but these ones are the ones that I would really love. So let's see. However, let's not forget that this wish list is just pens, and we can live without them, and we can live just with one pen, and it doesn't have to be an expensive one. And yes, even a ballpoint will do if you just need to write. So there are things much more important, like health. That is a very important thing, and work, our jobs are more important than just pens. But as far as I'll be able to do it, I still have an addiction for pens, and I really like to make these videos and to share with you my passion. So if these videos are somehow entertaining to you, you can be sure I will keep doing them. Yes, they are not the most important thing in life, but maybe this can provide us, you because you are watching them, and to myself because I have to do them and edit them and publish them and so on. They will give us some moments of entertaining and will allow us to forget a little bit the rough part of real life. And I think that is important too. So pens are not that important at all, but for this specific community, they may help us going through hard times. So this is all I had to show you. I wish you all a very nice and happy new year with lots of health, because I think health is the most important of everything we can wish for. And so we'll see us again next year in the next video. Bye.